Hey guys, we're going to do homework help over the net force exercises, aka the feather worksheet. At this point, the two equations that we have are the equation for weight, which is F of G equals M times G, and then the equation that net force is equal to the sum of all forces. And we can use that knowing that net force problems are typically vector problems. Okay, so if we look at number one, first thing we need to do is draw a free body diagram, okay? So you can represent the object as a dot, or you can sketch it out, whatever makes more sense to you. I'm going to go ahead and sort of draw a book holding up a hand holding up a book, sorry. And then we want to choose or show all the forces that are acting. Okay, so we know that gravity is acting on this book, and we know that the hand is providing a normal force. Okay, the book is at rest, so that means that the forces must be balanced, and the net force is 0, and we have a situation of equilibrium. Okay, so for all of this type of problem, draw the picture first, draw a free body diagram, identify the forces, and then look for words like at rest or at constant velocity. Anytime you see either of those, F net will be 0 and forces are balanced. If you don't see those and the object is slowing down, speeding up, or changing direction, then net force will not be 0 and the forces are not balanced. Okay? If we skip ahead a little bit and look at number 11, it's a little bit less structured for you, but we're going to start in the same way. Okay, so we have our feather floating down. It says that there's an air resistance of 0.5 newtons. So air resistance is a form of friction. Okay, and then we know that there is a force of gravity on the feather as well. And we can find out what that is by doing mass times 9.8. And so we're going to do 0.25 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared. And we get an answer of 2.45 newtons. Okay, so net force. Now we have to figure out, this is where we're going to do that F net equals sum formula. And we're going to think of this as a vector problem. So we have an FF and an FG in opposite directions. So we are going to subtract those. Okay, we're going to say friction minus FG equals F net. And so we're going to do 0.5 newtons minus 2.45 newtons. We're doing it in that order, by the way, because friction or gravity is a downward force, and so it should be a negative force. Okay, and when we do that, we get an answer of negative 1.95 newtons. And if we think through that, it does say the feather is floating down, and so it does make sense that the downward force would be greater, and it would have a net force that overall is downward.